Okay, so my bowls are leather hard. You can tell this by seeing that they keep their shape pretty well, but they're still flexible. Okay, so you don't want to work on this if they fold together real easy and they feel really, really wet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take those off. And I have two of them. You can see one of them looks better than the other. You can see this one. I didn't have quite enough clay, but I went ahead and went with it. I have a lower spot here that I'm going to go ahead and cut. So maybe I'll use this one as my example. This one has a probably better or a more level section to it. But I mean, I still have a place right here that's going to need to be cut off. So it's not a big deal. What you have to do first is you have to figure out where is my lowest point, okay? Because that's where you're going to trim everything else off. So I'm going to pick my lowest point on this one, which is like right here. And so let me go ahead and change my camera view because this is going to be kind of funny. And you can see into space from, you see my the reflection. Okay, so I'm going to use this ruler and I'm going to check how tall this is. And so right here, if I can focus, let's see if it will. Okay, so if you look right here, this is at 2. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to lean down so I can see like straight into this instead of measuring from looking at above where the ruler is. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to cut off at 2. So I'm going to make a mark, like just a little dash at 2, and I'm going to rotate and continue to do that. So this is just like a dot to dot all the way around. So you can see all of those little marks. Okay, you think you might be able to do this just by cutting things off even, but it never seems to work out as well as people think. So I'm just making a little dash at that 2 until I've made my way all the way around. And then I am keeping my ruler straight up and down. I wouldn't want my ruler to angle in or angle out. Okay, I'm almost there. Let's check on this side. Okay, so I'm going to look back at this and you can see all my little marks here. And so I'm just going to connect the dots and, you know, draw a line all the way around. I'm not going to cut right now because there might be something that is wrong and it'd be nice that I could erase it. But I wouldn't do this any other way because this is going to make you have to start over if you have a pot that's not going to fit onto your other one. Okay, so that looks good. So I can go ahead and cut this. I would cut straight in so we have like a flat surface to score and slip. So I wouldn't angle either way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and score and slip these together. We do want to like match them back up. I ended up cutting them both at 2 inches, but this is a common problem with this. So I want to make sure that I show you how you can fix this before you score and slip them together. So when I put this together, you can see that this is like kind of a smushed sphere. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to compress the rim. And so I'm going to go ahead and set one of these aside, and I'm going to put both hands on the side of this and kind of squish my hands together. It doesn't seem like it's doing very much, but it's compressing it and raising the wall together. You can kind of see like I've got some little bits of folds there, but I mean, this is going to go away. So I'm reducing the circumference of this circle. So if you look, as I get all the way around, you can see how much smaller like one of these is. And let me show you this way. If you look straight above this, can you see it? Okay, maybe not. Let me do another way. This one is 5.5 across, and this one is 6. Okay, so this used to be the same. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one where I just hold and kind of compress the rim, work my way around. I'm trying not to fold, but I might get kind of a dent or a little divot. And so if you look at that, this one's now 5.5. Okay, so now when I put these together, it looks less like flared out on the edge. And so I would go ahead and score and slip this together. So I'm just going to score and slip my seams. Yours might be different. You might be able to make the bowls like 2 1/4 tall instead of where mine was. I was just trying to make sure I used the clay that I rolled out the first time. Okay, so I've got that scored and slipped. Well, scored. Get some slip on this one. Okay, so this is going to be kind of like those boxes that we made where this is like an air bubble. Okay, and so part of what's helping keep this in a sphere is the air that gets trapped inside of it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and flip this on top and press. Okay, and then I'm going to put a reinforcing coil on the outside. So it's going to go over this seam. I'm going to go ahead and score and slip right here. Ooh, and I popped it. Look at that. So I didn't press good enough. Same thing, if that happens, just push it back together. Okay, so I've got that scored and slipped, and I'm going to make a coil, but then I'm going to go ahead and flatten it. This coil is a lot easier to blend if it's flat, because I'm trying to reinforce and kind of cover up that seam. So I'll get some slip on this. Okay, and put this on the side. Okay, I'll just do a section of this. So I've got that on there. I'm going to go ahead and blend. You do want to press this in, just like I said, a flat coil is easier to blend than a smooth one. And I'm going to go ahead and blend this. What's nice after you blend it is you're able to take this, since it is a sphere, like a hollow sphere, it's like a ball, that you would be able to roll this on the table. Okay, and that would also kind of help round this out. Okay, so we're going to score and slip those two pieces together, score and slip a reinforcing coil, and then blend to get that reinforcing coil gone.
Tiger Nation.